And it's going on 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got about 2 hours left. I got some ramen cooking right now. Do you see that? One of these benches is infested with fire ants. So come evening time, I need to be mindful and stay my behind off there, or else they're going to be chomping me alive. So it looks like we got a fire established. It's going on 3:30 in the afternoon and stuff. I wanted to make sure that I could get some coals going because it's going to get dark about 5 o'clock. Like I said, there is rain that is going to be in the area definitely tomorrow. Probably when I load back in, it's going to be raining when I get up in the morning. That's why I have the tarp system and all that stuff set up. I'm going to sit down and enjoy a little bit of ramen and just kind of enjoy the peacefulness of nothing. I'm in a state forest, and there's 5 other primitive campgrounds, and I just walked up to where the Hummer's parked, and there's another car. I thought I heard some car doors shut, and somebody's parked up there. If they're hiking out to the far outpost Eagle Camp or whatever, I don't see anybody. I didn't see any reservations for a campsite in their windshield like they're supposed to, but I need to be mindful. There are other people out here. Unless they wear boots like I did, they're going to get their little asses wet. So let's check out the accommodations for the night. Let me take these big old mud boots off. We don't want to bring that garbage inside of here. Alright. Get us situated here. Move a couple things out of the way. Come on in. She's pretty roomy. Stay here all night, and I plan on doing so. We get a little better camera angle. You see. Got some pillows. Got a little inflatable mat underneath me, and I could fit all my stuff up inside of here for when it rains. Now the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the tarp is not quite as long as what I want it to be. But I feel pretty good about it. And the tent has its own rain fly as well. It's moving out about 4 o'clock. I have my ramen noodles and just kind of sitting here chilling. I can hear airplanes in the distance and close. There's an airport across the river there. So once I get tired, I don't have very far to go. I just don't want to trip over my guide wires. So peaceful to be out here. Hard, long work week, whatever you want to call it. And just get out here, get away from everyone and everything, have some peace and quiet. I don't care if the camp's flooded. Where I'm at, it's high and dry, and I got a nice fire going. We got some food we're going to cook a bit later. Drink a couple cold beers, just hang out and enjoy life the way it's meant to be. I just heard some hogs rooting around back in there. Not just stomping around, but they're whatever kind of noise they make. Hope they don't come crashing through here. You know, the weather's cooled off a bit and it's got rainy, so they're kind of unsettled and stuff. On the way in, I saw 3 adolescent ones, females. These woods are absolutely loaded with wild hogs, and they're very destructive. They come rumbling through your camp at night looking for food and whatever, not to mention raccoons and bobcats and all that other kind of good stuff. So, it's ought to be an interesting night. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the weather. Like I said, there is rain in the area and stuff. Fire's doing nicely. I got this, amazingly, a little bit of internet out here, and it shows Sebastian at 72 degrees. Now, as you can see, as the timeline goes on, towards the night, 9 p.m., all still cloudy and stuff. Once it hits about the 7 a.m., you got a chance of rain. At sunrise, and the rain chances go way, way up. That's telling me by the time I shake loose some of the cobwebs come morning, we're gonna have a nice hike out in the pouring rain. Yeah, see these little guys right here? One's right there, and another one right there, and another one over here. Yeah, we don't want to end up finding ourselves after dark tripping over these babies, or else we'll be knocking down camp and landing on our face in the mud. So I happened to get talking with one of my customers at work this week, a couple days ago, and somehow we got on a conversation that I was going to go out camping this weekend by myself out in the woods. And an older person, and they're like, "Aren't you afraid? Are there alligators out there?" Well, yeah, there's alligators out here, not where I'm at. I said, but there's bobcats, and there's hogs, and there's raccoons, and snakes, and all that other kind of stuff. Couldn't believe it. I was like, this is what I live for, this is what I love. And you ain't outdoors until you push it to the extreme. Coming out here and do this kind of stuff takes a lot more nerve than you think. Just because you go out and do a little bit of camping and stuff when the weather's perfect and here and there, that don't make you an outdoorsman. Alright, the challenge of any kind of situation, and you're willing and ready to accept it, that's what separates you. Well, coming into our last hour of daylight, this is when things start getting critical. Making sure you know where your firewood is, personal effects, everything. I'm not leaving anything out and about for the critters. Knowing how to get back and forth to your camp after dark. Not tripping over those guide wires like we were talking about. Seen some more people out here hiking and stuff. Unless they're staying for the night, they only got about an hour, and that gate out where we came in from, the ranger station, is going to be locked. And they ain't going to be able to get out. So I'm going to try to get everything in order. So that way I know everything is exactly where it needs to be. My lanterns, my food, my gun, all that stuff. So that way once that last little daylight is gone, I don't have to worry about nothing. Cheers! It's that time of night. I feel pretty good about everything being buttoned up out here at camp. I haven't really came face to face with anybody, but I did kind of walk out a little bit out towards the main road, and I saw that there was a truck that pulled up a little while ago, and it dropped off a couple people, and they walked north. The only thing north of here is Eagle Camp, and that's about 4 miles out. And like I said, there's only about an hour left, and the gates are closing up front. And if you don't get up there before the gates close, they're locking your butts in there. It actually turned out to be an absolutely perfect evening. The wind's kind of died down a little bit. Temperature's right about 69 degrees. I feel bad for all you guys up there north. 2 feet of snow and sub-zero temperature and stuff. This is the time of year that we really look forward to coming out here and being in the woods. Because other than that, it's a gazillion degrees and giant mosquitoes everywhere. That fire's nice too. And believe it or not, the first day of winter officially, December 21st, 2019. And there's still darn mosquitoes out here. So I'm trying to kick up as much smoke as I can and keep some of that spray on me. Because once the sun goes down, it's game on. Let's take a couple minutes and just enjoy the sounds as night comes in. How about it? You're missing out. Beautiful out here. In about 30 minutes, maybe a few minutes more, it's going to get really dark out here. And I love it. The wind's kind of died down. Calling for a lot of rain to come through the Carolinas down here into Florida, starting about 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to enjoy it. My camp is set up over there. Now I'm going to keep the fire going until the rain burns it out, or I run out of wood, one or the other. So, cheers to you. There's something up in those trees. I think they're squirrels, but I'm not really sure. Let's take a look. It's going to be a little bit of a nip in the air. It's going to be dark soon. I guess it's time to button on up. Hear that in the background? Those are sandhill cranes. Modern day pterodactyls. Big birds, endangered, protected. Probably looking for shelter before the last gleaming light of daylight. All I know is this now is a critical time. Get my ass ready for those long overnight hours, which includes having everything that I need. My knife, my Mora knife, okay, as well as my SOG camp axe, my little tactical flashlight, as you can see that. A little personal effect put right there. My camp flashlight, which I can find anything I want around here after dark, as well as my bug spray. Those are things that I need. They're most important to me. I already got all my other personal effects aside. I know where my gun is, all that other good stuff. So this is the last checklist before lights out. Last check-in before dark. I know it looks like there's a lot of daylight left. Really, there's not. Literally, there's probably about 15 minutes of daylight left. Here are a couple last cars rooting out of here, trying to get out of the gate before they close it. Just heard car doors slam over there next to where my Hummer is. I've been checking over there and making sure nobody's been getting into it. It's all locked down. All my stuff is with me. Ain't nobody walking back here because there's too much water. I'm still wearing my big rubber boots, and they're not coming off until I get into the camp, into the tent for the night. They've started up, and there goes the car. I see it. So that technically should be the last of the runners, because we're at the end of a trail, and there's only a gate. People come back here, and sometimes they hike the Florida Trail and stuff like that, or they'll come to the camp, or they'll continue past the gate on foot down to the Eagle Camp or out in that area. But seeing it's getting dark and stuff, and we are flooded out, and there's barely any dry ground around here, and there ain't nobody walking back here. Trust me. So we thought that the last of the people running in and out of here on the trails was gone. I was starting to kind of just chill and settle in and do all that stuff, and all of a sudden I heard a truck out there by the Hummer, and the door shut, and somebody yelled, "Hello!" And I was quiet because I'm back here, you know, a good 100, 200 yards away from the road. And then once again, I heard, "Hello, you with the red vehicle." And saw headlights. And I'm like, okay, all right, they got me. You're talking to me. So I yelled back, said, "Hey, I'm back here. I have reservations." "Hey, they tagged your, or they flagged your license plate." And I was like, "Oh, this is my license plate, blah, 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 blah. And I'm my registration and tag and all that other stuff, my permit to be on this campsite is in my windshield." And told him I'd be out of here about 10 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "All right, you're all good. See you later. Have fun." So I'm hoping that's the last of it, because you know what? It's freaking getting dark out here real fast. All right, so the sounds of the day creatures here in the forest have pretty much disappeared. Now that it's completely pitch dark out here, I'm starting to hear the night nocturnal creatures show up. Like hawks, bobcats, snakes, raccoons, possums, creatures of opportunity. So I need to be mindful. I'm ready. I got no problems with that. But I can't be drinking up all the beers and falling to a silent ear and having something unfortunate happen here at the camp. Movies scare the crap out of most average people, and shows. You know, back in the westerns, think back in the day when cowboys and pioneers and explorers and Indians and all that stuff, every single day, and every night, this is what they went through. And having to deal with the outside and the elements and raw nature. Anytime you guys want to come out camping with me, I'll show you the real Florida. We're just getting started. We still got some food to cook up. So it's quietly raining here in the forest. It's a steady little drizzle that's happening. And it's accumulating. And we're really putting our little cabin to the test. Because I'm foreseeing that there's going to be a whole lot more heavier rain that's coming in the morning. So maybe it's time to try to do the rain dance. Let's go ahead and put a tater on the coals. Kind of like set them off over there. And then we'll cook some other food. Yummy. Oh yes. Do you guys hear that? I hear a pack of coyotes. A pack. And they're spread out over probably a quarter mile. There's probably at least 6 to 8 dogs, wild coyotes, running around in here. I wasn't expecting this. I knew there was coyotes out here. And when I did that overnight over there at that cemetery and stuff, and I heard them. That's the most I've heard. I heard one alpha male call out. And I heard all the rest of them, and they got closer and closer, so they're in the area. There's coyotes out here. Ain't no playing around, man. Who comes in my camp, tries to mess with me, I'm shooting them. Right now. Hear anything rushing through the bushes fast in my area, I'm drawing. I'm telling you, this is the real wild Florida. Everything's kind of settled in, nobody's out here anymore. I heard coyotes. I heard a lot of them. They were all calling and crying to each other. Hopefully I can pick that back up. Let's take a look. Let's put a little bit of beans on there. Offset the heat a little bit. Open them up. Let's give them nice and warm. Go along with that potato. And another surprise. Alright, so tonight we're going to try to tackle a sriracha ham steak. See that? How good we can do that. And it's raining out here in camp. It's a sriracha ham steak. See that? Let's see if we can open that thing up. We got the Uncle Henry's. Things are getting a little more wet because it's been a steady rain. It's not let off at all. So there's no breaks, nothing. When it comes to this, let's do what we got to do here. Open this thing up. Look at that. That's a full-size ham steak. Oh. So we kind of got to set stuff aside before we decide to throw this on the coals and on the grill. I'm going to spray this with a little bit of olive oil, a bit of canola, whatever it is. And then it's going to go down there perfectly. So we got moved into the cabin because it's raining outside and stuff. I got my mess tin I don't know about the lighting and stuff like that, but got some potato here with some cheese, a lot of stuff. It's pretty darn good. A big old stick of butter in there. I think the potato could probably get cooked a little longer. Let's try that ham steak. Really, 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 really good stuff. Just the meal that keeps on giving. We're stuck inside the tent now. It's raining out there. We had a good fire. The coals cooked our food. I like to have those potatoes a little bit better, but everything else is good. That's all the time we got for this evening. We had a great meal. The rain is hitting on my head, and we're dry. We're gonna kind of chill out for the night. That's it, and I'll catch up to you in the morning. Everything worked out well. There was nothing that was out of the ordinary. No surprises. None of those you're like, whoa, catch ya moments. Tired. I've eaten my meal and it's very good. Those ham steaks and the potato that could have cooked a little longer. It's baked beans and the rain. Rain is hitting. Rain's been falling for 3.5 hours and it's still dry here. So, I mean, I don't have anything else to say other than I'll see you in the morning.
Morning all. We made it through about 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It rained all night long. The sun is just coming up. Well, we stayed dry. I heard a lot of business rolling through the forest last night. A big hog. He was pretty close. I know, I've said it before, there is a pack of coyotes out here. Heard them clear as day. I don't know if early in the evening while we were hanging out I caught any of that on camera. We'll find out when this video comes out. Don't think I'm going to stick around for any kind of breakfast this morning. We will make up some coffee and then we're going to start packing it up and get our dirty, wet gear on out of here. So we'll see you in just a little bit.
Well, I think that's all the time we're going to have for this adventure and everything. Only thing I got left to take back up to the Hummer is the, I got to break the tent down. All the coolers, food, all the other stuff is back there at the Hummer and it's ready to go. So just going to finish a nice hot cup of coffee on this blustery Sunday morning. A little bit after 8 o'clock before anybody starts hunting around out here or whatever. So coming to you from soggy Florida, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year coming up, and I'll see you all on the very next adventure. Take care.